Hello, my little lovely YouTube family. How are you doing today? This is Mommy Plumbob. I'm coming back with another speed build. And this build actually has a little bit of, well, kind of an interesting, kind of weird story. So, my son, I have a 3-year-old son, and for the past 2 days, he got this really high temperature, like 103, 104 degrees Fahrenheit. To anyone who goes by Celsius, I don't know what that is in Celsius. It's ridiculous high number in Celsius. Um, but he kept running this temperature, and now I'm not the type who just, whisks my kid off to the doctor anytime any little thing comes up. I'm very much a, take a little bit of ibuprofen, control it, and, let your body fight it. But he just was not getting over this. And it had been like 2 days. His fever kept spiking, and he just was not having fun. So I decided to take him to the urgent care because honestly, I was pretty worried at that point that it might be COVID, which thankfully it was not COVID, thankfully. But in the waiting room, we had to wait like an hour and a half because it was a Sunday. And I was thinking there wouldn't be a whole lot of people coming to an urgent care clinic on a Sunday, but no, I was wrong. It was very busy. And we were in the waiting room for like an hour and a half, and directly across the street from this urgent care clinic was a Taco Bell. And so I sat there, and because my son had my phone, I was letting him watch some videos and stuff on my phone so he didn't, cry and scream his poor little lungs out right there in the middle of the urgent care. But so he had my phone. I had nothing to do. I was literally just staring out the window across the street, and across the street there was this Taco Bell. And it's not like that. It wasn't one of the older style Taco Bells. It had been built with, probably within the last year or so. So it was very much a newer style Taco Bell on the outside. And I kept looking at the front of it, and I kept thinking to myself, that's kind of a cool build. I could maybe replicate or do something a little bit like that in The Sims. So that's where this build comes from. This build comes from an hour and a half in the waiting room staring at a Taco Bell. Obviously, it's very loosely based on Taco Bell. This is not me trying to replicate a Taco Bell. That's just where the inspiration for this build came from. So the right now I'm putting in some counters, or I was trying to. I was going to put counters in, but it just wasn't really going to work. So I ended up having to use these tall tables. I do like the tall tables. I just wish we had more of them in different styles and stuff so we could play around with the different type of table play. I also, the front door I used on this build, I've been using it a lot lately. I used it in my cafe build that I made just a few days ago. So I'm getting a little, I don't know, I need to I need to change it up a little bit with what I use. Also, this restaurant, as very different from other restaurants, only has one bathroom, and it's a gender neutral bathroom. And obviously, that's not something that most restaurants are going to have. Most restaurants are, you're going to have your two separate bathrooms, but it just did not work out that way in this build because I wanted to keep it kind of a small, condensed build because I kind of felt like what's the words I'm looking for? That fit the building aesthetic to keep the restaurant small. Um, the brick, I use the gray brick trying to keep kind of a bit of a contrasting colors, the black and red, but also that wood tile that's on the accent wall there and in the bathroom. I just really like that tile. I'm not sure why. That's just one of my favorite tiles in the game. And these I was really upset I couldn't fit one of those tall pillars that I was using on that wall right above the door without it clipping, which in the front, where I have them across on the inside across the front wall, it clips there too. If you look on the outside when it's fully built, you can see it clipping some. I just chose to ignore that because to me it was not that big of a deal. I don't think it would be seen very much in gameplay, but it just, I don't know. I wish there was a way I could just kind of instead of I you know how you have the resize tool to make things bigger and then smaller? I wish there was a way to just cut off part of it. So if that's 7 tiles long, I can make it 6. For whatever reason lately, I've been putting plants. I've been doing this with my bathrooms where I'll have 2 stalls and just put plants in the middle of them. And I'm not really sure why. I'm not sure where that comes from. I have never seen plants in a public bathroom stall, but for whatever. Oh, and I'm also putting a fridge in the restaurant kitchen here. Again, I'm not sure why. You don't need the fridge for the restaurant kitchen to work. I think it's just one of those, it was in the base games, and that's just how my mind interpreted that the kitchen needs to go is with a fridge, which really I guess it makes sense. But I started to pick some traits and do some custom menus and outfits, but honestly by this point I was pretty tired because I made this pretty late at night and I just wasn't feeling it. But this is my build. I hope you enjoy this cute little modern, slightly inspired by Taco Bell restaurant. I'll see you guys later. Bye.